Alright, well, DJ Tidalblade here, / Ian Oberdorf, and today I want to show you my little mobile setup that I have going on here. This is my new layout for doing video production, say for like a live event, like a wedding or something. One thing I like to do as a DJ / video producer is live streaming and video production. So right now you see me with my PA headset on, and what I'm doing with that is I've been kind of running some audio trials here. So let's go through the setup here that we have. Right now you see all my cameras that I have. I have a total of 3 cameras. You have camera 1, which is this is the view of camera 1. So the view of camera 1. Then you have camera 2, which is what camera 1 was staring at. So here's this is camera 2 we're looking at, but this is camera 1's view. Camera 2 here. And then I have camera 3 actually looking at me in my trailer. So you kind of see the stripes because we're actually going through my blinds, because we have everything set up inside my house right now. Meanwhile, I'm out in my trailer trying to capture tests. So let's kind of explain how it all works here. So I'm going to go back to camera 1 here, and we'll set camera 1 up to be on like focusing on the other camera here. So let me call camera 1. We'll take control of that. So here's kind of where our setup is. If we look down here to our left, let's take a look at how the setup works. First off, we have the cameras. So I showed you camera 1, 2, and 3. So let me show you what these cameras look like. Camera 1 has a great view of the of one of the 3 cameras. Now all 3 cameras look the same. They are all A-Video 1 cameras. And the way I have them wired is actually pretty interesting. We have, if you notice, there's only 2 wires coming out of the back, and then you have a handle. So how are we running this? Well, the 2 wires, one of them is an HDMI output. The other one is a Ethernet output. So it's pretty cool that I can actually record and control this camera all from this one joystick down here, which I'll show you in a second. Let me show you. If I switch to camera 3, you can see that that one moves as well. You just ever see it moving so slightly. Meanwhile, over here, we see that, oh, I'm going left, I'm going right. Meanwhile, here, it's going really slow. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Nice cool thing is let's go to camera 3, and I'll show you. Well, actually, let's go back to camera 2 or 1 actually, and let's put camera 1 focus on camera 2, so I can show you this cool thing that these cameras can do. We're gonna have some trouble here because we do have. Oh, I passed it already. There it is. Alright, so camera 2, a really cool thing that my cameras have the ability to do is we can actually do presets. So these cameras, I could turn it so that it looks at us. You can see the camera we're on and the camera we're looking at. So I'm pushing that one up, pushing it down. So the camera filming this camera's motion right now is actually that camera right there. So cool thing is that these cameras have presets, so I can go down to my controller. I'm going to hit 0 and call. You see that this camera will automatically 0 to its default position. Now I had to set this to be the default position as set 0, so that's kind of how that works. But let's kind of go through the wiring here. So first off, we have a Netgear power over Ethernet box, and I labeled the ports that I turned on as PoE. The rest are all not powered because I only need my 3 cameras being powered. And if you notice, we have 4 other ports, so that's kind of crazy. One of the ports is being used for the Blackmagic recording studio here. And you see how the bars are jumping. It's because we have a radio inside right now. And we could look at that radio here real fast. We go to camera 2. So let me put camera 2 up on the screen for you bigger. So we have this radio here and the blue mic. So right now the radio is just playing a radio station we have locally called Sunny 95. The blue mic is actually capturing my audio. And if you pay attention, you sometimes see that blue bar bouncing. Now, another thing is I have the mic in hand here, and you can also see a preview of what would actually be recording now if it was recording. But as I talk, you see that it bounces. That's because I got that red mic on me right now, so the red mic is there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now the controls for this, if I hit that red record button, any audio and any video that is appearing live on here is what's being captured. And whatever appears live on here is whatever is in the red zone on there. So if I was to go down here and hit the top row, make another one red, then that's what's going to be on top. Let me sample that for you. I'm going to show you how right now we show the microphones. I'm going to hit the button now, and that's back to me. Hit it now, back to the microphones. So that's kind of the way it works. Whatever is active on the scene up top. Now, I'm sure you don't like how I just keep switching between the cameras. So one nice thing that I have available as well is that this switcher here. And the switcher, we have 2 rows of buttons. The top row is an instant cut. So as it says program, then you have preview. Bar, that's just a color test. Doesn't matter. So that's more like, say, oh, we're having a problem right now. I don't have any active cameras I can show you. I could either go to camera 4 where we have no signal causing a blackout, or I could be like, oh, we have a problem. Stand by, please. Then we also have the preview screen here, and it has bars as well. And I believe if I do a cut, yep, it transfers over. So, another cool thing that this setup has is we can actually do a slow transition. So up here, you got these buttons here. You have a swipe up, swipe to the left, swipe down, swipe to the right, dip, and mix. Mix is kind of my favorite, and then you also have like a speed. So we'll do speed of 1, so you kind of see it go in slow motion. Next up, we'd have to hit the cut or auto button. Cut is just going to mean, oh, watch this. I'm going to do the cut. I'll come back here. I'm going to do an auto so that we get our picture-in-picture setup here. But we just do a cut. There we go. So you have to cut to get it in. But if you notice, look at this. We have it kind of previewed here, but it's completely backwards. It's kind of crazy. So whatever you have set for camera 2, that's going to be what's appearing in camera 1. So yeah, whatever's on the left is what's on the right. So yeah. So this is, you kind of say this is more the preview screen. See, right now I'm gonna hit this number 3, and you'll see it change immediately on the live view. Look at that. It just changes immediately. So it is kind of confusing. I don't really like using picture-in-picture too much like that. So I just pretty much leave that alone. Next thing, you have all these other buttons up here. You see we have mic 1, mic 2, audio, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 1, 2, 3, 4 is capturing audio from the HDMI device. So these are our cameras. These are 200-foot long cables. Also, all those network cords that are actually going into the house, those are 200-foot long themselves. But you have these 2 HDMIs going out. This one is actually to the monitor. The other one goes to the Blackmagic box. Now, the Ethernet cord here, there's supposed to be some way I can control this from my laptop. I don't have my laptop set up yet. When I have the laptop set up, it's going to be sitting here, and I'm probably going to be using it to capture the audio separately rather than feed it through here and then to here, because right now audio is going into here as well. And whenever I talk, it actually crackles. It sounds really weird. Like, I've done some trial tests in the recording, and it sounds horrible. So I decided, you know what? Probably I'll make 2 copies of audio. One is going to be this box. The other one is going to be straight from the mixer. The mixer has its own internal recording device as well, so it's a pretty nice mixer to have. But yeah, so post-editing, that's where this comes in. Let's look at the PTZ controller now. So this is made by A-Video 1, which is the same manufacturer as the cameras that I have. I don't think any of the cameras are currently pointing us direction, or you could see that the logo says A-Video 1, but somewhere on the camera it said A-Video 1 on it. Yeah, I don't think we have any cameras that are working at that angle. But let's look at the zoom on these things. I mean, let's go to camera 2 here. I'm going to put camera 2 up on the top right. Look at the view that we get here. I'm going to go, let's focus on, how about we focus on that Amazon box there. Let's zoom in on that. I mean, look at how accurate this view is. Well, now it's looking bad, but if it's going in slow, it pretty much keeps its touch. So there you go. Uh-oh. Just had issues blurring again. Sometimes the distance things that are small it has issues with, so, but I mean, if you look up here at these characters, I mean, look at how accurate they are. They are so far away. Just imagine this being a church and we're having a wedding day. I can instantly just be following that person down the aisle and capturing them as they walk really slow. If they speed up, then we can go faster. But look at that. Just picture an aisleway and look at how big, let's actually focus on the Wasp. How about that? So on the Wasp, I think that's the Wasp, but look at how tight I got in there. Now look, if I was zoomed all the way out, imagine this being a church right now, and that's the bride getting ready to walk down an aisle. Look at how big that person was just then. It's perfectly scaled. So that's kind of why I like these cameras. Now let's kind of go over our controls here, because that's kind of something else. Right now camera 3 is kind of looking a little blurred, but if we kind of give it a bit of an adaptation somewhat. So yeah, you can see me kind of fiddling with camera 3 right now. It's just having issues keeping its focus. But let's play around with focusing anyway. So if you notice right now, I'm kind of a little blurred. I'm pretty accurate, you could say. We can go to camera 3 here. How about that? So up there on the top right, you see I look fairly well. Let's say I went to autofocus here, and you see how it kind of blurs out some for me talking. I could disable the autofocus, and we have more control over it. So I can, if you look at me here, you see I'm kind of blurring away, but if I go the other way, we get me looking good. So to control the focus like that, we have this dial here. This dial you have near and far, so you got that focus, or you have the autofocus, which if that's blue, it's going to try to focus automatically. But look at that, it just blurred me out. It's like sometimes you got to get your focus right, and then kind of fiddle with it some. So let's try autofocusing that again. Let's come out here, get it to autofocus. There we go. So, yeah. The next big thing we have is down here. We have the red and the blue focus. Or you could say the white balance, I guess. Color balance. So if I go back up here to my camera, say I'm not quite looking quite right. There's not enough light for some reason. We can actually adjust the hues a bit. So I'll turn up my red. We're all the way up at 86 right now. We'll go back down to 50. I don't know if there's a reset here, but the button does something. So I'll go all the way down. See, we're turning green here now because our red gain is all the way down to 0. But if we go back to about 50, I think I'd say right about there is probably a great color hue for this situation. So right now, whenever I change the dial, you see that the little screen kind of updates as well. But if we go back to the auto color, I mean, I think the auto color does its job. I'm not sure what the one push WB does. I think that's just doing a calibration. But what I don't like is that the camera feeds this message. So from the camera, I kind of don't like the camera giving that message off. It's kind of stupid. But I guess it's sending a signal to the camera and telling the camera how to do this. So some I don't like. That's just something with a video on. Next up, you have the iris and auto exposure. So here's auto exposure, and then you have the iris knob. So the iris knob, what that's kind of doing is it's controlling the brightness in the room pretty much. So it's kind of handy. Sometimes it's kind of a nuisance. Yeah, so if I turn it all the way down, we go pitch black, but as we go up, it seems we kind of max out. It doesn't go up anymore. I prefer auto exposure because look at that. It actually gives us the color that we're after. Again. So, yeah. So we got some things to play with. It's better when I have two hands because then I can control dialing and turning. So while I'm zooming in, I could be turning the focus because probably it's not too focused. Another thing is like say we are doing a wedding. If we go back to looking at camera 2 here for a second, say I'm doing a wedding, we can have it be where what I do is I go to the camera 2 and say we're gonna do our transition. We can go on, we have camera 3 pulled up right now, but we want camera 3 going back to home. So what I'll do is I will transfer in camera 2. So I have camera 2 in the queue. I'm going to cut it in. And then we hit camera 3, 0, reset. I'm sorry, 0, call. And you see that camera 1 just went back to it, or I'm sorry, camera 3 just went to its default location. Meanwhile, I can go back once I hit that auto change. Once I hit that 0 call on camera 3, I can immediately go to camera 2, which is what I want right now, and I can do its roll. So let's say that we got the bride getting ready to come down the aisle. So camera, I just did say camera 3. Let's have camera 3 pulled up here. Camera 3, we're going down the aisle right now. So camera 3, I'm sorry, we'll start. We just have to figure out where that door's at when where people are coming through. But we're on camera 3, we're gonna come out. We're finally to the front. They're getting ready. Now we're waiting. Camera 2 here is zoomed all the. I'm sorry, camera 2 is zoomed all the way in, to say the bride now. We're waiting on the bride to come back, or we're waiting on the bride to come out. So that's waiting. I see the door open. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our transition. And then we're going to go camera 3. I'm going to hit the 0 and call so that it resets to its default and focuses in on the door again. And then I'll go back to camera 2 and I'll start following the bride down to the altar. And while I follow her down, I'm going to be also adjusting my iris and focus and stuff. So just bring it out, 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 bring it out. So it keeps coming out. And then we're good. The nice thing is that this dial has has an ability to type in a fortune of settings. So I'm wondering if I hit preset. So we have set position 12. Let's go to camera 2 here, and we're gonna focus all the way in. Yeah, let's have this be 1, 2, preset. Okay, set position 12. I'm gonna hit 0, call. Okay, so now we're gonna do 12, call. Look at that. We got a. I wonder if we can get up to 100. Can we do 100? So it looks like we can do 3 characters. Let's try that. Let's go over here for that. We're gonna arrow to the left. We'll focus on the console setup I think I have here somewhere. So all the consoles we have. Let's focus on that. So preset 100, preset. Okay, we'll go to 0, call. And then we'll go to 12, call. Alright, now 100, call. Wow. Looks like we can get up to 255 channels, so 255 is the highest. So 255 hasn't been set, so we can do 255. Let's go have it be on the Cloud9 bag here. It's my brother's little treat. 255 preset. Okay, so we'll do 100. And then we'll go 255. It didn't call 255. I thought we preset it. Set position 255. Okay, 255. So 255 isn't working. Let's try 254. So 254 has been set. So 254 worked. That's good. Yeah, so there you go. That's pretty much what we have here. We'll go 0, call. I'm wondering, can we do the enter button? Yep, so I can type in a value, hit enter, and then it'll change. So 254, enter. And you see that it's automatically focused. 100, hit enter. There you go. So pretty cool. Another cool thing is we also have speed control for pan, tilt, and zoom. So we can, right now we have our pan and tilt speed at 100, but we can dial that down. Say, probably I don't want to be going too fast. Say I want to go a little slow. So right now we're at 40. Apparently if I hit the button here it resets, but we can go down to 60 here, or 55. So we're going slow. But as I dial it, I believe we can, yeah, the dial doesn't take effect until we actually release it. Okay, so pan tilt is at 40. There we go. So zoom, pan tilt. Okay, so let's do this. Pan tilt, we'll put it down to 50. Okay. Let's bring it back up to 100. So you see how fast we go to the right. Let's go down to 50 here. Or how about 20? So now we're going really slow. So that's the dial setting here. I can turn that all the way up if I want. I believe there might be a way if I even turned it. Can I type in? Nope. Yeah, so I'm probably keeping this up at 100. Same for the zoom speed. Let's say I did want to adjust everything slower, then we can kind of go down to here. So there you go. That's kind of what we got going on here. I would probably roll my video switcher, my audio board, my mic receiver, and also all my cameras that I have sitting in my house right now. A total of 3 of them. And camera 3 here can show you the whoops. Let's have camera 3 actually show you what they actually look like. So, oops, going the wrong way here. Oh, there they are. They're right there. So there you go. Video 1 cams. And I would also suggest you kind of learn how to do manual. I said manual focusing and all, but another thing is if you pay attention to the cameras here, on the side, both cameras, they actually have I printed out titles for them and also the IP addresses. I suggest you learn how to do a manual IP address if you ever go to cameras like this. Generally, because if you go with DHCP, your camera is going to get lost. Another thing I like to do is to make sure that the camera, like I have the camera wires correct, is on the other side, we have, it says camera. You can see my brother's inside right now. He's kind of making my cameras move everywhere. Let's see. Yep. So, yeah. So he's just kind of focusing on things. We're trying to get testing done here as soon as possible so I can get to sleep. He's wanting to get to sleep too. It is almost 20 till 1 in the morning right now. So thanks for watching. Bye.